All right, well, welcome to the AK Roundtable. It is already February 5th, 2025. Couldn't be more excited to be here than to be here with you guys. And of course, to be able to build our businesses and continue to power forward. As we get started here tonight, down at the very bottom, you have the reactions window. Give me a thumbs up if you see that react button right down at the bottom. You can raise your hand. You can send other reactions, anything that you desire. And then, of course, you've got the chat window. That chat window is designed to chat with the group, or you could simply chat with an individual that you want to chat with. Another housekeeping item, you'll see in the top right corner of your screen, there's 3 dots, and you can click rename, and then do me a favor, just put your name in, followed by your email address, and that's for networking. We don't want to send you a bunch of emails, although you may get a bunch of emails from us that are resource related. We hope that you don't unsubscribe from them, of course, and you stay subscribed so that we can get you the information you need. We'll be dropping around 14 pieces of really good content that I've been shooting on this green screen that's behind me here, filled, power packed with value and a lot of giveaways as well. So we hope that you guys stay on that subscriber list with us and we can share that content. Do you guys find that the content that we put out on our YouTube channel and social media is helpful, inspirational, gives you some boost? Is that helpful to all of you guys? All right, cool. And not everything may be helpful, but at least if you can take away some golden nuggets and apply that to your business and to your life, you might say, you know what? It's great being subscribed to AK's channel and getting the notifications. So we appreciate you guys and being a part of your journey and allowing us to be a part of your journey. It's really special. On my personal Facebook page, feel free to, if you're not friends with me on Facebook, I would love to be friends with you on Facebook and or Instagram or whatever. I share a lot of really cool success stories that are on there, and I really try to just pay it forward as much as I possibly can. So hopefully you can find some good inspiration over as well. And of course, to get this meeting off tonight, I'm feeling like we gotta kick this thing off in high gear with some really good positivity. So let's start off with some wins. What wins do we have tonight? Anyone have any good wins? I know that we're basically engaging into season. It's like a clutch, clutch pedal. When you start to let off that clutch and it starts in gear, it starts to get into that gear and we start taking off. It's kind of that time right now. And so I'm excited for that. Mr. Chad Keeping, what wins do you have, my brother?
Well, I was at my grandson's hockey game last night, and after the game, I was walking out to go back to the truck, and I had this gentleman stop me, and he goes, "I see in your hat," and he says, "I see it says Keeping Care Asphalt Solutions on it." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, do you know who I am?" I said, "No, not offhand." And he goes, "Verhoeven Funeral Homes." I said, "Oh, yeah." He says, "What do you do for services?" I said, "We do everything." So ended up at the end of the conversation, he wants me to go do a pavement assessment. And not only does he own the 2 properties that I'll be servicing, he has a 3rd one in a different location. So I might be able to get all 3.
Pavement assessment, man, I love to hear that word over and over and over again. It's like, if we're not doing pavement assessments, we're missing a special secret sauce in our pipeline. There's no doubt about that. Who here, Chad, you do the pavement assessments. How have you found that as part of your conversion process from a consultative sales perspective?
Oh, it's much higher.
Yeah.
Your outcome's a lot different. What you give them is what they want to see. They don't, at the end of it, they see the dollars and cents, but they just don't want, money crammed down their throat right from the get-go. So they want to know what their asphalt's actually doing.
100%. Nice job, man. Congratulations. So are you going to be doing assessments on all of their properties?
The 2 so far, I'm going to work in the Langton one after I get the 2 done. I'm going to say something to them. And of course, I've got deal making to do with Rob McKenzie. I was texting him last night about it. So he's doing some work on his end to help me out. So
Nice job, Chad. It's going to be a big season for you, buddy. Let's rock. Let's rock. Remember, it's
yeah,
now that you
I
build that opportunity.
2025 is going to be the year, I think.
I know it will be. Let's do it. Any other wins on the screen here? Man, I know there's a bunch of wins. Are you kidding me? I met a bunch of you at Payvex. That's huge wins. Give me a break. Come on. Everybody should be raising their hand that was at Payvex. You guys have tons of wins. Alan, I know you have a huge win too. Let's go. Mark, what's your win, man? Come off mute. Tell us your win.
Oh, I'm just getting more assessments. Okay, to assess it all the time. It's starting to come easy and easier. So yeah, I'm starting to get one a day. So I'm starting to
Por los que tu equipo de ventas querrá usar Monday Sales CRM.
It's awesome, man. You remember the sales power stack that you did, and now you're applying it to AK Dash, and you're legitimately rocking that process, right, Mark? That exact process?
Yeah, I'm putting leads in, or I get the lead and then I put it in, and then I'm gonna do the assessment, and I'm understanding AK Dash. I'm customizing the script, the part that they see, and so yeah, Mackie's been helping me with that a little bit more. Dylan McCann, he gave me a hand here yesterday. So yeah, things are looking up, really looking up.
Amazing, brother. For those of you that want, I'm posting a YouTube link in here that's check this 5-step close process here. So that link is the process that we're speaking about. I hope you guys can learn that and apply it. If you need access to the cold call script, I'm happy to provide that. And just so you all know, and Mr. McCann and Mr. Malone, we should make sure that Mark has the phone number for Kelly, our new AI role practicing agent, so that he can start to do his practicing with that AI agent. So Mark, stay tuned. You're going to get that phone number to call. All right, buddy? Nice.
Yeah, great.
Beauty, any other wins on the screen? Come on, bring it on.
Yeah, I bought a 750 last week. So that's the start of my new year. A lot to go yet, but that's the beginning of my journey. It's just buying that. So I'm excited.
Congratulations, Alan. Airbus 750 Platinum in the house, man. That thing is going to be rocking. Billy and Tyler, I know you guys saw it over at Payvex, right? You saw that at the booth. So Alan picked that up during the special. He nailed it. $5,000 worth of equipment that came with that thing. Alan, congrats on that purchase, dude. Super excited for you. Just getting started, man. If you guys go on my Facebook page too, you're going to see there's Maverick and Zane. You guys, have you ever met Maverick and Zane on the roundtable? Raise your hand if you've met Maverick and Zane. Bro Tech Asphalt. They're good dudes, man. Really good guys. I'm going to be doing a freestyle jam with them, but they're young, man. They're young guys. They're like, I think, is Zane, I could get this totally wrong, but I think Zane is like 17 or 18. And then his brother Maverick, I think, is like 24 or something, 23 or 24. And they just crushed it, man. You should check out their page on social, Brotech Asphalt. I think it's Brotech Pavement Solutions, I think. You can check my Facebook page out, but go check them out, man. They're crushing it. Alan, they have a 750 as well, man. They're rocking it. Cool. Amazing. Any other wins on here? Tyler, you got home safe and sound over to the West Coast, Canada?
Yeah, it was a really long travel day that Friday coming home. I was up for 23 hours and eventually got home and got to bed 3:30 in the morning local time.
How did you enjoy Payvex, man?
It was awesome. I'm very glad that I went down. I would definitely do it again. My only loss, I think, I was there the last 2 days, and the first day, the Tuesday afternoon, were the demos that I would have been most interested in, the outdoor demos, and I missed out on those, getting there Wednesday morning. Other than that, it was awesome. I learned a ton, and between all of the equipment that I learned about, new materials that I learned about, and then meeting yourself. I mean, it was great.
It was good to meet you for sure, man. I really enjoyed our quick chat. Hopefully it expanded a little bit of your perspective.
Well, I've got a call out to Jason just today. I left him a message, so I'll see if he gives me a call back.
Jason Morales, M5.
Yeah.
Smart. Be good to Tyler, Dylan McCann. It would be good for you both to connect as well, being from kind of that same area of Canada, and also maybe connecting Danny Leotoad on a call so that Tyler can hear his journey and how he's kicked things off as well.
Absolutely. Tyler, I'll reach out to you. We win and we lose as a team, right? So
Sounds good. Is Danny a Canadian guy as well?
he's in Oregon,
Okay.
Yeah.
but might as well be Canadian. You know, that's Canadian America. So
I don't know if that still stands after the last week of political news, but certainly we're all here on the same team. There's no doubt. But let's rock and roll.
let's
rock
not talk politics on the round table, Judd. Come on, we know better than that.
Look at everybody smiling. This is awesome. This is great. This could heat up tonight. I'm kidding. Premier Lot Solutions, welcome, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be a part of your journey, brother. Congratulations on the Weekend Warrior package. Whatever we can do to help you, we're here to serve you, man. So just let us know, all right? Cool. Cool. Anyone else? Any other wins? Anthony, I hope your mic's working tonight, brother. I hope it's working tonight.
Yeah, I'm off the phone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, just chilling. Let's see, some wins. Just got a signed parking lot yesterday, and I'm learning that Apollo.io. So we're trying to learn the getting those first few like mass emails out with follow-ups, and then we're gonna try to trail behind it with some cold calls. So just in the infancy right now. I know they kind of like have you start just by sending a few emails at first to kind of like build up your email muscle, so you don't like get too spammy or whatever. But yeah, that's been fun to learn for sure. So that's about it over here.
That's awesome, man. And one of the things that I'm going to suggest, because do you have the pavement assessment cold call script? Have we sent that to you?
Oh boy, I haven't looked at it. I might have seen it years ago, but not lately. I might want
No,
to.
it was only done in the last 12 months, this particular one. This is the one that's booking the pavement assessment appointments.
Oh,
So
cool.
this cold call script is one that you can literally, once you have your prospect list, you can just literally read the script and just book appointments or have someone do it.
Yeah.
But what we've done, I was just mentioning earlier, we created an AI agent so you can call a phone number and role practice with an AI that's been programmed as whatever you tell it to be. So if you're like, she'll ask you, Kelly will be like, well, what kind of business do you want to call here today, Anthony? Is it like a storage facility, a church, car dealership, or what are you wanting to call? And you'll tell her what you're wanting to call. And it's all the knowledge based, and the prompt is designed to have objections roll out during
that's cool.
Ask you different things, and then at the end she'll grade you on the call and then say, do you want to do another role practice to improve your skills and that kind of stuff. So we're really leveraging AI right now in AK Dash to do that. It's really cool stuff, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
that sounds incredible, man. That's so cool.
I just finished the model today. Like literally just finished the model today. I sent it to Dylan McCann, and he just sent it to one of his coaching clients, to Daniel, who's with us doing some coaching, and it's really cool. It's going to be fun. And then we actually can internally review the recordings and the transcripts to be able to know how to help you get better at booking more appointments. Because really what this comes down to is call connection rate to pavement assessment appointment booked. And so from the action, what is the reaction? And are you above industry standard from all of these historical calls, or are you below? And so how do we sharpen your skills to become the best setter? And I'm not saying you, I'm saying it could be your staff, but if you're owner operator, it could be you guys right now, right during this colder season. It's really cool. Yeah. We'll send you the number, Anthony.
Awesome, buddy. Yeah, that sounds really fun. Yeah, that'd be cool to get a grade too, and just be competitive with yourself.
100%. It's super cool. And she can get sassy with you too. So you got to be careful.
Who trained her?
John, yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. And well, it's neat because with AI right now, it's like I initially create the prompt, I develop knowledge base to train the agent and custom tailor it to that particular environment. But then the more calls that she does with everyone, the better that she gets. And right. So there's continuous layered stack that happens. It's really kind of cool. And really, that's what this is all about, guys. It's like, how do we refine our process to be really, really sharp and precise to drive the best results for our business? Because, I mean, raise your hand if you can clean a crack to a 1/2 inch deep and then seal it with hot pour crack sealer that's around 350 to 375 Fahrenheit. Raise your hand if you can do that. If only half of you can do that, I'm worried, man. Come on, honestly, raise your hands, guys. If you can seal a crack on asphalt, raise your hand. Cool. How many of you here feels truly confident about closing $25,000 deals out in the field, as confident as sealing cracks? Raise your hand, be honest. Right? So it's just, at the end of the day, it's like, are we practicing and getting better so that we can sharpen our skills and drive more results for us? And I think once you understand the pipeline, you're good to go. By the way, John, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Cool. John, tell us about your journey, man. What questions do you have right now about, about getting started and building? Any questions?
Oh, where do I start? There's so many shit. The sales aspect. I've never been a salesman in my entire life, so um, I'm not in an area. I'm in Florida. I don't have. It's not like where you can just literally go knock door to door. Everything is like you can't solicit in a lot of places. So what I've been doing is every parking lot I go to that I see that's kind of on the grayer side, I snap a few pictures, put an email together, add the pictures, and say, "Hey, listen, I was in your parking lot. You notice, you got some lines missing, some cracks, some potholes. We're a local business that does parking lot maintenance. I'd love to be able to get some time with you and go over some stuff." And then I send out the email. I sent out about 200 emails already in the last couple of days. I'm actually working on trying to set up a bid with the town. We've had a couple of hurricanes in the last 6 months that have knocked out some big areas, and one of the local boat docks, they're going to restripe. They're accepting bids for restriping and all that kind of stuff, new handicap stickers or signs and all that stuff. So I'm working on putting a proposal together for that. I was using Google Earth today and last night. I pulled up the schematics, took a lot of the info from that, went to Google Earth. I was snapping lines so I can find out how much the linear foot was and all that stuff and put it all together. So I'm working on that. And then that's pretty much it. I just got all my social media accounts set up. I use a lot of ChatGPT, so I can do a lot of the ads myself and stuff like that, the posts. So it's pretty much where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out how this equipment works. I think you're muted.
Yeah, that won't work very well. It doesn't record well when I'm muted, for sure. But one of the things that you just want to, as you're getting going here and you're taking photos and then sending out emails and those kind of things, just be very conscious of your time and getting the result. Emails, email marketing it works, but it's dying. So you just want to be kind of in the mindset of, if you can book some pavement assessment appointments with people through phone calls where you're giving them a free service to just come and go and inspect their parking lot and do an analysis on it and essentially give them a report for free, just to help them out, to keep it safe and give them an idea of where it is in the life cycle stage. then you can go do the site visit. That's when you create the assessment inside of Dash. We have the assessment module built into Dash. And then once that assessment's in Dash, you can send it right through to the client in a digital form. And from there, that report that you're giving them, that assessment, can be converted to a proposal with a click of the button, as some of you may saw last week on the roundtable. So, yeah, that's something really, really, it is a game changer. So you want to consider that. And I'll tell you guys a quick story here, just about what I'm saying. Does anyone remember me telling a story about how I was in Louisiana on Martin Luther King, and I ended up going to a gym on a massive parking lot, and there was a pothole, and I took a selfie video of me by the pothole, and I was trying to find who the facility manager was, and I ended up walking into a dollar store looking for the facility manager or contact information. Raise your hand if you remember that story. And then I went into a furniture store and I got the information. And so what I'll tell you is this: I ended up getting it from the furniture store, from the manager at that store. They gave me the facility manager's information. And I reached out via phone call, left a voicemail. I sent a text message. I sent an email. And I sent through the video that I had recorded of that pothole on the lot. And she had no clue that that was a pothole. Well, I lost that job. It was a very big job. That was like a $250,000 job opportunity just from that one pothole. I'd never met her, but I lost it because she had already booked somebody to do all the pothole repair, infrared patching, crack sealing, seal coat, stripe. And I lost that project on one of those mega plazas. But she was responsible for like 160 other properties along the Southeast. And so she said, in the future, I'd love the opportunity to be able to, request some bids from you, RFQs. And I said, well, we have this kind of cool thing that's a pavement assessment. Are there any properties that you want assessed right now? And so I did the assessments virtually. I actually just used Google Street View, and Dylan Malone, by the way, teaches this with AK Dash, but like you can actually go Street View and do screenshots from that Street View as you're going through these commercial plazas or quick serve restaurants. And you can do these virtual assessments that create kind of this ringing tone of your company inside of their organization. And what you do is you ask about who other people would really want to see this assessment within the organization. You email these assessments through to all of the people that really see this as an important thing or valuable to them. And this is consultative selling. And I sent that through for 6 properties that she gave me a list for. And listen up on this one, because this is really important, this piece. I sent that through a year ago. A year ago, I sent through those 6 assessments. And then I followed up with them. Dom, you may remember this when I was speaking with Skylar earlier, actually later in the year. It was probably towards September, October in the South, these big lots. And I would touch base, every 2 to 3 months, just touching base with her and just keeping Asphalt Kingdom in her forefront, in her inbox, text message, random call. Just, I'm thinking about you. I was down in Louisiana visiting my wife's family. They're from Houma. Just was thinking about you. Would really love to get some projects move forward. Nothing. I get nothing, right? And then she messages me and says, 3 of those I'd like you to bid on now. And so I send her the pricing, the bids for 3 of those lots. One was 85 grand, another one for 56,000, another one for 180,000. And 2 days ago, I'm happy to show you guys the email, but I don't want to share the name specifically, but we were awarded with one of the projects, and I've never met her. And the one that we were awarded with, I've never visited the property. I've never seen the property physically. And it was a $56,000 project. And so my point with this is, are we, a lot of people will say, well, Judd, you need to know what the property looks like, and you need to be on that property to truly understand the depth of it. And I'm like, actually, I priced it at a point that was, that was at a price point that makes sense. But the price point that I've set, I need to find a performance partner to be able to execute on that, and that we can work a really good deal with together to work as a partnership to execute on this project and make money together. Now, if I think about the total time that I've invested as a sales company, right? Sales company, versus what it's going to take for the partner to go execute in the field, I don't need 50% of the profit. I just need a chunk of the profit that makes it worthwhile for me to have developed that lead, to incubate the lead, to move it to a sales qualified lead, to then move to a one contract. And so this is to inspire you guys right now that if you follow the process, and I'm obviously, I'm not sitting close to that project. If you are, I would suggest you go do a site visit, but I'm just saying that I can close deals at a distance from thousands of miles away from under a coconut tree, literally, and that can still happen. I'm being very straight with you guys. You are building marketing and sales machines first. You have to understand the process up front to be able to drive the results that you're looking for. Raise your hand if you know what 10 times $56,000 is. Raise your hand. It's $560,000, right? At 20%, I think we can all agree that that was probably a cool little sales company that could be built very quickly. It's fun stuff, right? At the end of the day, it's like, okay, do we understand the process, the sales process? Do we know how to sell it? What kind of customer targets are we going after? And how are we building performance partners that can execute on it? Dom, raise your hand right now, or come off mute. Dom, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Dommy?
I'm here.
What's up, Bubs?
What's up, Bubby?
Question for you.
Sure.
Would you and the team go and do a project that was profitable for you guys and that made sense to your business?
Of course.
Cool. I just want to sell more jobs that you can go and do. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Done deal.
Let's go. When do we start?
Right? Exactly. Bingo. It's like, this is Tyler. This is what I was speaking with you about at Pavex. Bring up the questions, guys. Come on out with questions now. Like I've set the table with some fun discussion here. Now let's come up with questions and let's create a little higher intensive a vibration, challenge it, or ask questions around this model, because I'm having a hard time finding out why we can't all get rich in this pavement industry.
Do you find that Google Earth is up to date and accurate with their street view? Because a lot of the ones that I see, they're like so old that they've been worked on, or like there's a pothole in there, but it's not there when I go through the drive-through or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, it's a great question. So if it is outdated, what I do is go to iView it, and then I have somebody actually do a site visit on my behalf, and it costs me like $40 to $50 to have them do a site visit, take photos. And if you want a video walkthrough, it's going to be a little more expensive.
Yeah.
By the way, side note, we're working on a deal. Just I can't say for sure, but we're working on a deal to try and have iView it integrated inside AK Dash as well as Attentive. So we'll have all the AI integrations as well as iView it built into AK Dash as well for site visits. It's going to be pretty cool.
Judd, can I jump in for a second?
Yes, sir. Let's roll.
Here we go. So guys, listen up. Here's Judd saying, "Hey Dom, I got a bunch of jobs that I need a performance partner on. Are you willing to do them?" Right? Yes, Judd, I am. Wow, look how hard that was to get a lead. You guys are not trying hard enough. You're not using all your resources. There's more work out there than everybody in.
So we lose. That's mic drop for Dom and then mic drop for me at the same time. You see, we get excited, guys. That's what it's about. But like, ProSeal has grown over 100% this year by implementing the processes and having the operations to be able to execute. And what they don't execute on, they have performance partners executing. It's awesome. Anthony, I know you're wanting to say something.
I love that, dude. Send one of your employees full-time finding big jobs in Minneapolis, and I will knock them out for you and give you a nice commission, dude. That's what we do. So yeah, last year we did, over $500,000 sub work like that, and we're trying to just get more of that. So just working with some bigger companies around us, but I can see it now, dude. I see the sunshine in the back there of you, and you just keep sending those our way, and we'll freaking knock them down for you, dude.
It makes sense, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like here's what we need. We need a lead generation machine that is either going to come from paid ads or organic traffic because we've optimized our digital presence, right? So we're paying for it through ads or organically doing it that. Now, organically takes a long time to index your website. It can take, 90 days, 120 days, and it's competitive in the SEO world, right? And Google's implementing a lot of these ads that are stacking now on the first page. So when you have primary Google ads and organic to generate leads, we start thinking about something and we're like, man, should I be playing there? The answer is yes, but be careful because it's very competitive and it can evaporate your time, suck away your time. But then there's the other part of how do we activate more leads going into our business? And it's called outbounding, man. It's people and partners that have books of business and or are selling jobs for you, either that you're doing internally, booking appointments, and or partners are working to send appointments. So to me, it's like, how do we activate lead generation, sales, and then have the output to self-perform or have performance partners to execute on this work? And it's like, I know we're echoing this constantly. Dom, we lost you for a minute there, but just to keep going on it, you're absolutely right, man. Like, I think that a lot of the time, and Tyler, dude, like the conversation we had, man, and like just transparently, the goal that you set and stuff, and it was, all the respect in the world, but to me, it's like that conversation. How long was that conversation? And did it maybe put a little? Did you have a little more thought afterwards about how you could maybe push that limit further?
Well, I know I certainly could. I guess it's just a matter of getting enough, finding the inroads in my community to get the right type of jobs, the right paying jobs to hit a target like that. Because so far I have not landed nor tried. Like I'm a little apprehensive of going out and around here, malls, the really large parking lots tend to not seal coat as much as I noticed down in the south. Um, like almost everybody seal coats down in the south. But up here, you're not going to convince a mall, you're not going to convince a grocery store to seal coat their parking lot up here. I have not seen it ever. Potholes, yes. Crack sealing, yes. But the really large square footage areas that you're going to get your high dollar tag on, I haven't seen it around here. So it's hard to
If you
convince.
get Judd on the phone, he'll convince them.
The big ticket items are stratas, like roadways. So down in the south, it'd be HOAs. Up here, we call them stratas. They got a lot of roadways, and there's some stratas that are wealthy that will seal coat, and those are the big ticket items. That's what I need more of up here.
Yeah, I understand. And I would like more of our type of clients as well. But one of the things that I will just say is this: in 2002, when I registered asphaltkingdom.com, I was told it was impossible to make any money online.
Times have changed.
Well, they did right away because I pioneered it. I think in your area was genuinely in your area. I think they're not doing it because they're not educated about what it is that it actually does for them. And if they understood and they had the info graphics and charts to help them understand how it could extend the life of their pavement, and you could give that through data, I think that you'd be able to educate them on that. And I know that Dylan McCann, certainly you've seal coated a few square feet in Western Canada.
Yeah, maybe a couple hundred, couple thousand, couple 100,000, maybe a million. I don't know. I'd have to go do the math on that. But yeah, it's definitely happening. I mean, you certainly see it in Canada more with the American brands, bigger box stores, gas stations, quick serve restaurants, that type of thing. But the main takeaway from seal coating in Canada is that every single year that market is getting stronger and stronger, and there's more and more seal coating getting done every year. You know, the climates in Canada and say Minnesota or Michigan are really not all that different. So, you know, it does work there, and it's, you know, right now is probably the best time to get into it and become a market leader in it. So it's my 2 cents for you, Judd.
You're in Kamloops, right, Todd?
Yes, sir.
How long is the prospect list of every parking lot that is 25,000 square foot plus? Do you have that prospect list as of yet?
No,
Can you build it?
it can be done.
I would strongly urge you to do it. And you can do it through Google Earth. Just go for a virtual drive.
Mhm.
Build your prospect list, set up the exact kind of candidates that you're looking for, and then get the phone numbers, the contact information for each of them, find the facility manager, book pavement assessments using the cold call script that we have, and you'll start to activate pavement assessment appointments and then stay on them in your pipeline. Make sure you follow up 12 times with each of them to make sure you're driving that quote into their board or into their email.
Yeah, I
Dom,
definitely like to have that assessment tool. I see a lot of value there in making inroads.
do it, brother. Build a prospect list, man. It's the first part of getting this thing, the engine going, is the prospect list. Trust me. Dommy?
Yes. Sorry, guys, I lost you there. I have a question for Tyler. And bring me up to speed, Judd. How long's Tyler been in business?
Going on
I've had 2 full years. Last year was my first even last year I had 2 businesses. So this will be the first year. This is year number 3, and this will be the first year where all I'm doing is asphalt.
Okay, and what was your second business?
Automotive towing and recycling.
Okay. Now, why are you starting a second business?
No, I sold that one last summer.
Okay. And how long were you in business with that company?
That was about 3.5 years.
Okay. And after 3.5 years, what were you doing yearly? If you don't mind me asking.
With the automotive one?
Yes.
Just over 100,000. Not a lot.
100,000. Okay, so 3 years you were doing 100,000. All right.
That was very part-time.
That was part-time. Okay. So you decided to get into the asphalt industry. Why? I'm just trying to get some backstory, and I have a lot of information to help you, but just bring me up to speed.
Gotcha. Well, up until COVID happened, I was a pilot full-time, and COVID changed that world for me. So I started the auto removal, towing, recycling business to make up for the lost wages from flying, and
Okay.
just to have something to do. And it did the trick, but didn't exactly love it. I'd thought about the asphalt repair business for quite some time and just never pulled the trigger until a couple of years ago.
And what attracted you to this business?
Well, I loved playing with asphalt as a kid. I'd melt it down, extra scraps that were left
Okay.
over from a paving job. So one, I enjoy asphalt in general, but I knew that there was a large profit margin in it just from
Okay.
the properties that I've managed in the past and had to have seal coated. I knew that they
Right.
were making quite a bit off of what we were paying. So I figured I may as well just get into it too. There's not a ton of competition around here. There's a bit, but not a ton.
And I'm sorry. I didn't catch where you were from.
British Columbia, Western Canada.
Okay. Well, I know a few guys who do have seal coating business up there, and they do very well. Were you a private pilot or were you commercial?
No, commercial.
Commercial. Okay. Well, here's my advice to you. Okay. And this is just from me hearing you speak for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. I hear a lot of doubt in your voice. I hear a lot of excuses in your voice. Okay. You're in an industry where $100,000, you made $100,000 in 3 years. $100,000 you can make in a week in this industry, right? And the work is out there. You need to stop doubting yourself, have some more confidence, get your ass out there and start closing some deals. The work is out there. You have to just turn the dial up a little bit more and go chase a little bit more. What you're saying is, what I'm kind of hearing is, the work that I'm looking for is not much of it. Listen, go do $110,000 jobs. How much is that? It's $1 million, right? Why don't you do that? I'm sure you can find $110,000 jobs to do. So I think that you're doubting yourself and you're kind of putting up roadblocks for yourself. Listen, put it all on the table. Go all in on this. Go all in. Go in on this business like you have to, like it's life or death. Like you're hunting for a caribou in the middle of Alaska to feed your family. That's how you have to go in all in on this. And you're not all in on this like that right now. I can see it in your face. You're not all in. You have to go all in. You have to be willing to do anything it takes to get work. And when I hear people say, well, it's not the type of job I'm looking for. Well, listen, we all got to start somewhere, right? So I'm not putting you down. I want you to be successful, but I see a lot of potential in you. I see a shit ton of potential in you, but I see you're holding yourself back a little bit, right? You're kind of overthinking things. Get out there, go to every single parking lot, go to 100 parking lots, right? And I guarantee you, out of those 100 parking lots, you will get 10 of those with at least $5,000 worth of repairs in it. I guarantee you. Go to 100 parking lots, and I promise you, you will close 10 of them at $5,000. Promise you that. I promise you that. And if it doesn't work, you call me out at the next round table. I promise you. But do you feel my energy? Do you see where I'm at right now?
I've seen your energy for years. You've got great energy.
Yeah. you need to go. You're stopping yourself. That's how I feel. There's plenty of work out there, brother. Go get it.
I appreciate the motivation.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dom.
My pleasure.
You recognize this place?
Waiting for you to scroll out, but I'm guessing that's got to be Kamloops.
You recognize Kamloops right here?
Yeah, looks familiar.
That looks like the Halley or something near there.
Raise your hand if you believe somebody has striped this parking lot in the past. Raise your hand, everyone. Come on.
Been striped. I can guarantee it.
Raise your hand if you believe that this lot has cracks on it. Raise your hand if you believe that there's probably some potholes or liabilities that are on that parking lot that could be tripping hazards. Raise your hand if you believe that there's catch basins that could have liabilities, tripping hazards. Raise your hand if you believe that these catch basins might not be cleaned out properly and could have some ice that's built up around the edges that are slipping hazards.
Aberdeen Mall definitely has all those things.
Right here, Aberdeen Village Center. Who believes that there's need to be striped here next door? Who here believes there's cracks? Who believes that this was crack sealed once before?
Oh my God.
Somebody crack sealed this lot. Nobody seal coated it. When did they do that? That was 2025, this last image, right? So that was last year. It was crack sealed, not seal coated. Who here believes that this was seal coat? Who here believes that this was paved on this side here, down these laneways, and this has been kind of a patch and shot job right here with cracks on it? Now I'm just looking at this corner. I'm not looking at Family Glass over here. I'm not looking at Capit Kamloops. I'm not looking at Twin Rivers Animal Hospital. I'm not looking at McDonald's over here that needs to pass RGR inspections. I'm not looking at this place over here, Coast Kamloops Hotel. I'm not looking, you guys get my drift, right? Raise your hand if you get my drift here. I'm just looking at a little corner of Kamloops right here. So what I'm going to say to Tyler, this is my advice, Dom's advice, our team's advice to you and to everyone on here. Build a prospect list of the ideal targets that you need that are going to be the ones that you relentlessly approach with at least 12 touch points before you move it out to a closed lost position, because it's worth you hunting that lifetime value, and it's worth it to get rich off of this business, because you can in this industry. You have this, guys. You got this, Tyler. Go get it. It's right there.
Okay,
Let's go. You're welcome. Dom, thanks for being hard, man. It's not easy to hear that. I'm like, oh shit, here he comes. Oh goodness. I'm like, uh-oh. I hear 3 people drop off the call. Bing, bing, bing. It's like the ones that are here.
It's not easy, but listen, I made hundreds, I've lost hundreds of thousands. I made hundreds of thousands, I lost hundreds of thousands. How do I keep making hundreds and hundreds of thousands? I just screw up a $900,000 company 3x in the last, I don't know, what it take 8 months. So let me tell you something. You can do it. It's there. You just have to be hungry enough. That's all there is. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. You got it. All right, let's go. I know, Chad, you've had your hand up forever. What's up, bro? And I love your hat. Love your hat. Chad Keeping. Come off mute. We want to hear you.
Okay, I forgot about this other win. I don't know how the heck I forgot about it, but about 3 weeks ago, I was in at Zare's grocery store, and I was looking at their parking lot. And it's in a great big strip mall. Like, there's other stores, there's Dollarama, there's everything. Well, it's a huge lot. And so I emailed Zare's corporation, because they're a big corporation, and sent them a great big email. And the next day I got a response back saying that they'll be in touch by phone. If I can get one store, I can get the rest of them. And, you know, these are big parking lots, and they expressed interest in seal coating this big parking lot. So it's going to be big money. I just got to play my cards right.
Yep. Yep. And I would strongly urge to do assessments for every single one of them.
Yeah, I plan on it.
Like, Tyler, sorry, man. I'm rolling back to Kamloops here, dude. I'm like, just one more time. I just want to roll back to Kamloops to a little different section here. How many properties are in this beautiful little love triangle right here? Come on. How many? 55? What's 20% of 55 industry standard conversion rate right now? What's that? 20% of 55. Anybody know that number? Was that 11?
Yeah,
11.
11.
All right, cool. So these average size parking lots right here are probably running around 20,000 square feet. So these are about $15,000 projects. If you were able to crack seal coat and stripe, 15, 17K times 11 is what? Oh, Tyler, that's your target for the year that you had set before in this one little triangle. If you convert 20% of that, you don't make, you can literally just hunt this triangle right here. Just this one triangle, Tyler. Get this thing done next week, bro. Let's get this triangle done next week and then go on holiday. Come visit me in Anguilla, bro. Let's go. I'm having fun right now, but do you see the point? We have to aggressively attack, as Dom says. If we're going to go after this, let's go after it and let's literally walk this street. How long would it take for us to go around finding the facility managers here or the property owners to be able to get pavement assessments, free pavement assessments to them, and just work the process? Boom. Just that triangle. Woo, look at all the triangles. Whoa, look at this triangle. Holy moly, man.
That's the North Shore there, I think. West side.
Look at that beauty. Steven, let's rock and roll.
Hey, Judd, how you doing? Quick question, especially for my fellow Canadians and Northern American friends. Love the chat about the pavement assessments. Gonna use it. I have a problem, and it's snow. I can't see, and I know that when the snow melts, it's gonna make the asphalt worse. A lot of people I come across, they want very detailed quotes, very detailed information. The snow melts, it makes giant puddles. the water doesn't really disappear until beginning of April, even middle of April. Would just setting an appointment and say when everything is done, let's talk, and just have 100 appointments set up, would that be just as effective? Can I rely on last year's Google Earth photos? What would be a way to deal with that problem?
Dami, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I want to congratulate you on all your success. And I've had a new perspective on life, but if I worked for you and you told me that problem, you know what I would do before, about 2 months before winter even hit? I would make sure I did, I don't know, 100 assessments before snow even hit the ground, right? I would have made sure I visited 100 sites, 200 sites before the snow even hit the ground and knew the targets that I had to execute on while I had downtime. That's number one I would have done, right?
Okay.
Right or wrong?
No, that's good.
And then, listen, I've actually been running into this a lot, that there's been snow on the ground. Listen, the property whoever's in charge of that property knows what's wrong with their parking lot, okay? So it's okay to go and talk to them still. Say, listen, I know there's snow on the ground, but are there any major issues with your parking lot? Are there any, things that you needed done before the snow came that I can possibly help you with? Why can't you ask that question? Right?
There's no reason I can't. You're
Do it.
right.
Screw it. You got to think outside the box a little bit. You have snow on the ground, but there's still ways to create conversation. There's still ways to create customers. You just have to think a little bit out of the box, right? Change your conversation skills up a little bit. Because if there are pain points in that parking lot, whoever's in charge of keeping that parking lot in ADA compliance, whoever's in charge of the liability issues in that parking lot, they're going to know what's wrong with it. I mean, I would. It was my business, right? So
Guys,
those are two ways I can help you.
100%. The other thing too is just genuinely, let me ask you guys, like, if you went on Zoom and you just clicked record, like right now I'm recording, right? And I can be like, all right, Joe, I have arrived at your parking lot over here, and what I'm doing is a virtual assessment, and I'm recording this for you because I think it's really important that we take a look at this before spring hits. And of course, you've got snow on the lot right now, but I want to go ahead and show you what it looked like before this, because I know in the spring, when the snow comes off, it's going to be in worse condition than what we have right here. Some of the things that I'm noticing on your lot, Joe, is that you've got oil stains, you can see moisture in the cracks right here. That means that water is getting into the foundation and it's eroding the foundation, creating an underground pocket of air where the asphalt can't bear its own weight. This is going to soon turn into a pothole. So we want to make sure that we take good care of that once the snow comes up. And that's exactly why I'm doing these assessments for you as well as all of the neighbors in the area. You can see here that there's also, Joe, a pothole that's starting right here. That's a liability risk. The last thing you'd want is somebody coming out of this van, walking out and tripping in this pothole. The other thing too is over here, we can see all of these oil stains that are eating through the asphalt. Last thing you want is somebody stepping in that, tracking that into, of course, your tenant's place over here. This is a grocery store. You don't want oil tracking around a grocery store tile floor. That's not exactly what you'd want. And of course, you can see a pedestrian walking across over here. We can go check out what it's like on the crosswalk. Let's just go over here and check it out. Crosswalk over here. Do we want this person interpreting your business or your property looking at like this? Like if you have all these cracks that are here, that's the impression that people are getting when they're walking into a grocery store to get their fresh food. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and make sure that this crosswalk is all done nicely and painted up properly as we go into the season. Let's take a look. Do we have any, let's do this, blah, 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 blah. I could go on for an hour, but like the bottom line is like, who is doing virtual video assessments right now that are video linked and tagged to the assessments in AK Dash so that we are literally hunting a you know, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 project here. Just go on Zoom, guys. Record your screen, go on a virtual tour of a lot like I just did. Take virtual screenshots. You guys know how to do snapshots from your computer? Just do a screen capture. Raise your hand if you know how to do screen captures. If not, go to YouTube and they'll teach you. I don't know. I'm highly paid. I can't teach you how to do the screenshot. But you get my drift? Does that make sense, guys? Do stuff that's different. Differentiate from the rest. You know what the majority of people are saying is? Well, there's snow on the lot, so I'm going to wait till the snow is off, and then I'm going to go and try and get a quote out. That's what they're doing. That's the majority. What I do on the AK
I got one more.
What I do on the AK Roundtable with our team here, with our core team, is we break away from average mindset so that we can move into the upper echelon of the way that we operate so that we can absolutely crush it. That's what we're doing here, right? Dami, go ahead. What are you going to say?
One more. I'm sorry to interrupt. One more golden nugget. Guess what I just did? I went and talked to all the plow drivers who are plowing the projects that I have on my radar. Those plow drivers or the guys clearing the snow, they're going to know the hazards inside that parking lot. They're going to know where the potholes are. And you know what else they're going to do? They're going to break things. They're going to ruin things. They're going to get jammed up. And if they don't self-perform the work and they need a guy, here I am. Go to the plow site while they're plowing in the middle of a snowstorm. Bring them some coffee. Bring them some donuts. Introduce yourself. Say, listen, if you don't have somebody, I'm your guy. What's it going to cost you? You know, $25 to go visit 25 sites and give some guys some coffee to get $1 million in leads? Just saying.
Speak to roofing companies, speak to landscaping companies, snowplow companies, concrete pressure washing companies, window cleaning, all of it. Make your partners. Get them rich too. Pay them. Give them nice comps.
It's amazing. Judd, I tell you, it's amazing how, like, I would say so much of our business right now comes from guys who do other work and need our help in the areas that they don't perform the work. Why aren't we reaching out to those guys in our industry? Make friends with them, create the relationships. Other contractors are going to need your help. It's if there's snow on the ground, there's so many places to go. Look for work.
Hey Dom, how many speed bumps do you have to rebuild every year after the plow driver shears it off?
I mean, it's so funny that you said that because I just bought like, I don't know, 3 speed bump rakes and Skylar, the guy I partner with, he's like, you know, Dom, what the hell do we need those for? And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, I understand why we need those now. You know, and it's like, you know, it's crazy. You know, speed bumps, curbs are huge, signage. Every plow driver is knocking signage down. Every plow driver is knocking curbs. They're breaking cobblestones. You know, they're putting, you know, entry ramps to ADA compliance out of compliant. They're scraping them. They're hitting grates. They're hitting water shutoffs. There's so many things that they're doing that you need to just understand that when that snow melts, you need to be that guy to fix it.
Another thing too, just to throw out there, Tyler, how freaking scary would it be to land this project right here, dude? Like for yourself, that'd be pretty scary, right?
I used to manage that Safeway.
Why are you not doing it? Are you kidding me?
I love it, but would you be scared to?
Right
would you be scared to go do this on your own?
Well, when you say this, do you mean the line striping and crack sealing? Because they're not seal coating it.
How do you know?
20 years of in-person information.
So then what they're going to do is they're going to just have to replace it sooner and have to spend a shit ton more money.
Sure.
Got it. Cool. And let me ask you, do you think that they're going to have to repave it soon?
No, that probably won't get repaved in sometime still.
How much more time?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to say at least 15 years.
You're in dreamland. That will not last 15 years. This is already on its tipping scale. It's on fast deterioration and decay right now, brother. All these cracks are allowing water in. Look at the humidity in it. This
what
is
are they
going to
paying
last.
for crack seal and restripe? What's that number?
Judd, can you do me a favor? Can you pop out to the pylon sign near the roadway? There might be a little golden nugget we can provide. Because chances are the Safeway is not actually, yeah, if you go straight ahead there.
Yeah, the
We look at
Safeway doesn't control the parking lot. It's property manager.
Right. So who's the property manager? If we look at this pylon sign, if we zoom in on the bottom of it, we'll likely be able to see who manages this property. If you can get an angle on it.
Called Sundin Property Management.
Sundin, there you go.
I
So
don't
for
think
those,
Have you spoken with them already?
yes. I've been in there in person to speak with them and drop off cards and try and get some inroads to some quoting.
Have you given them a pavement assessment on their whole lot?
No, I just have the $50 a month package, so I don't have the assessment.
So you don't have the assessment package because you don't want to spend the extra 100 a month? Is that why?
Well, it goes from 75 Canadian up to like almost 300 Canadian.
Which is 2 infrared patches that'll take you an hour to do.
I know. Everything adds
Tyler,
up. I need a lot of stuff this spring. Everything adds up.
listen, I've offered to help. And so the bottom line is this. If I was calling the facility manager on this, which I'm happy to do, by the way, with you, just to prove a point, I'm going to book a pavement assessment. I'm going to get this whole parking lot assessed so that they have something in their records, and I have it in my records as well. Do you know the total square footage of this whole lot?
No.
Do we understand where it ranks on a Pacer scale yet?
No.
Have we done any core samples to look at the depth of the asphalt in the areas that are healthy as well as the areas that have been decayed and have gator cracks?
Definitely not.
Have we reviewed every single catch basin to see if there's any liability risks and or drainage issues?
No.
Do we understand who sealed the cracks last on this lot?
I don't know. No, I didn't see when it was done. I'm not too sure who's currently got the contract on that. I know who has the pothole filling contract on that, but I don't know about the cracks.
Got it. I think that there's an opportunity.
Looks to me like they haven't done a very good job on the pothole repair. There's tons around there. Catch basin needs repair big time. Plus, you could also go ahead and just go to your pavement asset or your asphalt thing, or just go to get a paving guy and figure out how much it costs to repave that whole thing, and then give them that bill and see which one they'd rather pick.
I can tell you exactly, as soon as I know the square footage of the lot, I can give you an example of what it would cost for a mill and pave or a new installation. And I can tell you in a lot that this size, it's probably upwards of $1.4 million.
Hey, Judd, can I ask Tyler a question?
Of course.
Tyler, how long did it take for you to do a pre-flight trip? How long did that take before you could fly the plane?
Depends on the plane, but not very long.
All right. So I don't know. Give me a number. Give me a time frame.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. So it takes you 10 minutes to do a pre-flight trip, right? So it could take you 10 minutes to reach out to a customer and do a assessment. It could take you 10 minutes to stop by a parking lot, right? So why are you not applying what you already know that makes you successful into the new industry that you're entering?
Yeah, well, I intended to do that with potholes. I'm not in a position where if they said, yeah, fix my pothole tomorrow, I would be able to do it for them right now. But
Tyler, your plane's not going to fly unless you do your pre-flight trip. You're a pilot.
Yeah, I'm gonna
the plane that you're about to fly right now, it's not going to fly because you're not doing any pre-flight trips. None.
All right. So I love where we're going on this. And by the way, Tyler, like, thanks for being an incredible example tonight. It's a perfect example. I'm really, really proud of where we're going. It takes friction and challenge in conversations, even if we were just because this is all role practice stuff anyway. We're practicing, right? And I think, does everybody benefit from this kind of stuff? Are you guys benefiting, seeing this, what's going on? Does this make sense to you guys?
Just so you know, I've been uncomfortable in this conversation the entire time, and I hope everybody else has too. Because change only happens when you're not comfortable. So I feel, I mean, I applaud you, Tyler, for taking it like a dude, but I've been completely uncomfortable the whole time. So good on you, brother.
I'm cool with being that dude, but I just feel bad for the amount of time from the round table that I've soaked up.
I can tell you one thing for sure, that this is what we're speaking about tonight is the number one reason why the majority of people in our industry cap out at about 100 grand. I'm just being 100% transparent. It's why the majority of people in our industry cap at 100. It's the mindset, and it's because I'm scared and uncomfortable to go and actually execute on the prospect list that I've developed that I know is the right prospect list for me to execute on to achieve my dreams. I'm scared to execute on it because sales is not my superpower. Right? It's uncomfortable. It's easier to send emails. I'm scared to calling and meeting people and talking to them about how I'm going to solve their problems and over deliver on value. That's tough, man. What do I say? What if I stumble? What if I don't? What if I'm not a master of my craft yet? I don't really know how to do it. So at the end of the day, I think the only way to get better is by practicing and powering through the challenge. Mr. Granville Green, you've got your hand up. What's happening? Go ahead, come off mute. There you go. Come off mute. We can't hear you.
All right, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Well, Tyler, I'm gonna take some of the pressure off you, Tyler, because I kind of like put myself underneath the bus. I had a general contractor call me about a project coming up. She said, Mr. Green, do you do any striping and any signage and anything? I told her, no, I don't, because I didn't know how to do striping and signage. But now I got a project coming up. I got a bid on a Target parking lot, and they go repave, remill the whole parking lot. You got some area going 4 inches and some area going 3 inches. And I got to thinking, I said, why in the world I'm gonna let subcontract that out to somebody else with the striping, what I can do myself. So I'm gonna get on board doing that also, get my price on the striping. I don't know much about striping, but I know they said that the striping will take 2 coats, so I know I can make some money off it, as well as giving a bid for doing the asphalt.
Nice work, man. Congrats. Got to go hunt it. Gotta hunt it.
And from now on, Granville, the answer is always yes. Even if you don't have the stuff, just get a performance partner to do it for you, brother.
Team, if our team at AK doesn't make an enormous amount of calls every single day to drive action into our pipeline, if they don't do it, nothing comes out the other side. Imagine filling a plastic pipe, a PVC pipe, with marbles, and you cap the other end, and you fill it up. And you fill the pipe, and it starts to break through the other end of that pipe. It's going to happen. You have to fill the pipe and consistently keep putting opportunities in it. It's why in the pipeline, in a sales pipeline, it is so important to have the optics that you need to be able to run an effective sales pipeline. Otherwise, you're shooting from the hip, trying to figure out what you're doing next, how you're doing it. Tyler, inside of AK Dash, your pipeline is a really important thing. Your revenue roadmap is a very important thing. If your targets and your goals are not tuned and teed along with a pipeline that's filling on your lead side of the entry, I call it surfing the wave through the pipeline. If you're not doing that, then it's very hard to achieve results. You have to be able to move them through different deal stages all the way to a closed won or closed loss stage. So you guys have heard me say prospect lead, sales qualified lead, pavement assessment, quote, closed won, closed lost. That's your very standard and general pipeline. Mr. Dom. Go ahead, come off mute. Dom, you raised your hand.
Yes, sorry. All right, guys, listen. I'm speaking from the heart here, okay? If you guys don't believe what Judd's saying, this guy has preached this same formula to me for 10 years, right? And let me tell you something. I battled him the same way all you guys right now are battling him. It's a, excuse my language, it's a fucking numbers game. This is a numbers game. Business is a numbers game. Listen to me one more time. It's a numbers game. I don't care if you're Superman and you could seal coat the fucking planet in half a day. It's a numbers game. Do I make myself perfectly clear here? And I battled just like you guys are, and I stayed at 100,000 to 300,000 for a long time, and I lost everything. And when I got my head out of my ass, and listened and understood the numbers, millions and millions and millions of dollars were made.
It took a long time, Dom. Even with high level coaching, like it takes this relentless drumbeat to get there. The whole purpose of what the roundtable is designed to do is to give you guys perspective, to expand the peripheral vision and really make things move in a direction that's systemized and process driven so that you guys can work that and your people can also work it. It's really designed to help you guys have those pieces of importance in your business. And so I won't stop doing this. Just so you guys know, I won't stop. I'm going to keep going as long as hard as I can till either my wife says I have to stop or I take a break, but I don't see that coming anytime in the near future. That's for sure. Once in a while, I'm going to have like Matthias cover off, or Mr. Malone's going to have to like do a pavement, an AK- pavement assessment meeting and that kind of stuff. But I love being here with you guys. We're way over time tonight, but thanks for being here on the round table with us, guys. And I look forward to next week with you guys. Any last one last question we'll take before we hop? Any last question?
Chris is up there.
I'm sorry?
Chris Philippi.
Chris is on here?
Filippelli, yeah.
Filippelli? What's up?
Filippelli, yeah, there he is. Sorry.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? I don't know. I don't say much, but I heard Dom talking about it's a numbers game, numbers. And I agree 100%. The only comment that I'll make, and sorry if I sound rough because I've been sick the last couple of days, that burns me up is focus on the bottom number just as much, if not more, than the top number. Because you go to pay all these places, and I get so sick and tired of everybody saying, I'm doing 10 million, I'm doing 15 million, I'm doing 20 million, and their bottom line shows 2%. Because it really doesn't matter at the end of the day if you're doing 5 million at 30% or 10 million at 15%. You're doing a hell of a lot more work to make the same amount of money. And I know for a fact that there's people out there doing 2 to 3 times the revenue that we do, making less money. And so at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. But one thing that I'll also say, and this is not a personal hit, against Judd. I love Judd to death, and Judd does a great job. But one thing I will say, and Judd can agree to, is I've watched a number of people over the years come across this screen and go off of the screen. And I think it's probably fair to say that only, I'm going to say maybe on a good day, 10 to 15% of them have ended up over $1 million. The rest of them have come and they've gone because they're not interested in doing any real work.
Amen.
Wow.
That's Chris. I couldn't, dude. 1,000,000%. We have 3,000 people on the roundtable, like signed up to the roundtable. How many of us are on here right now? 22? And that's including 3 people on my team, 4 people on my team. Right? Think about that, guys. Think about that. Think about that. So
you know what's funny?
I guess
Everyone just heard a super successful dude just give a golden nugget that a lot of people will never hear in their career.
yeah, man.
That's the power.
Chris has built, just so you guys know, Chris has built asphalt maintenance and paving $1 million business, guys. And Chris, you built your business, your paving business by the age of, how old were you when you got the paving business like done and fully operational?
He was 12, I think it was 12 years old, right?
And now when we fully started as like a full service paving contractor, I was 21.
Processes, systems, people, culture, right? Profit.
And that bottom line, baby.
But yeah, no, it's bottom line.
Yep.
Because there's no need to do 5 million to not make any money. It's just stupid.
What do you guys think our CEO at Asphalt Kingdom's KPI is?
No comment.
Bottom line, baby, bottom line.
Net profits or KPI? It's important, right? Who here wants to have a business that has lots of oxygen and cash to be able to work with, to reinvest and to live a life of your dreams? Like, that's it. What a round table, team. Thank you for all being here, for all the golden nuggets. Chris, Dami, Matthias, co-host, Dylan McCann, thank you for all the coaching, all the paying it forward you do. Mr. AK Dylan Malone, if you guys want a free complimentary access to AK he'll be happy to show you underneath the hood. And Tyler, please get on like Big Boss or King Boss or something that allows you to do assessments. It's worth the investment. With all these golden nuggets, you got to go crush it now. Come on. And then, of course, if there's any questions for me, you've got my email address right there at the bottom of my screen, Judd at Asphalt Kingdom. And I do have one more request if you haven't done it already. One request. Just one. Can you please, if you have had an experience with AK, bad, good, mediocre, whatever it is, can you please leave a Google review? It goes so far for small businesses, and we will do the same. Leave your name, your company name on the Google review, and make sure that you leave it. And then we will make sure to reciprocate and do the same thing for you on your business. Google reviews go so far for all of us. Let's all do it for each other. You've got a lot of email addresses that are on the screen as well. So you should network and interact and engage. If I were you guys, I would take a photo and or a screenshot and connect with your friends here that are a part of the community. We're stronger together. Can't wait for next week. Same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable. Thanks, everyone. Take care.